Ladies and gentlemen, still on justice for Mohbad. Now, I want us to look at these contradictions and those that think that we don't know what we are doing or we are on this pathway, on this journey for justice because we don't have nothing else to do. Well, regardless of what you think, watch this video. This video will shock you.
Later in the day, the injured hand, which was still bleeding on the second day, started getting swollen.
I said, okay, no problem. So, it was okay all through that time. It was fine. It was just a minor cut, like a minor cut. It was not deep.
Later in the day, the injured hand, which was still bleeding on the second day, started getting swollen.
I said, okay, no problem. So, it was okay all through that time. It was fine. It was just a minor cut, like a minor cut. It was not deep.
Causing him an injury on his forehand, and he bled profusely.
I said, okay, no problem. So, it was okay all through that time. It was fine. It was just a minor cut, like a minor cut. It was not deep.
In the course of an attempt by Mohbad to hit Ibrahim with a blow, Mohbad missed him and smashed his hand against the window of their Prado Jeep, causing him an injury on his forehand, and he bled profusely. Eventually, the situation was brought under control, and they all departed for the Lekki residence of Mohbad, excluding Ibrahim. Upon arrival at home at about 0200 hours of 11 September 2023, Mohbad refused to go to the hospital to treat his injury, despite persistent persuasion by his wife, staffs, and friends, including the Prado Jeep driver, whose vehicle was damaged. In the course of an attempt by Mohbad to hit Ibrahim with a blow, Mohbad missed him and smashed his hand against the window of their Prado Jeep, causing him an injury on his forehand, and he bled profusely. Eventually, the situation was brought under control, and they all departed for the Lekki residence of Mohbad, excluding Ibrahim. Upon arrival at home at about 0200 hours of 11 September 2023, Mohbad refused to go to the hospital to treat his injury, despite persistent persuasion by his wife, staffs, and friends, including the Prado Jeep driver, whose vehicle was damaged.
This truth is in between Adura and Damola. At this junction now, when the two of them are going to be standing together, one of them must take responsibility for that confession. But one of them, and apart from that confession, the video, it's either the video we're talking about distance itself from the confession or corroborating. And if the video has nothing to do with the confession, they will not be protecting it by sending the whole case to Lagos State Command, and the former commissioner of police is now trying to cover it and say Adra is now a complainant. If the video is that very irrelevant, the extension of it, 3 seconds, they won't be sending their keypad warriors to say, oh, that video has been deleted. Make sense. The same agents, talking about coins, that are playing the way and not saying it has been deleted as if they are talking to a non-entity. This is something that is stored on iPhone. So now we are only waiting for them to say, let's merge it and let's see for ourselves. So Emmanuel Agujino, if that kind of interview will go and the person cannot say there is something going on, whatever, whoever.
30 pounds.
Tomorrow, I might still say, Sibari, if you thought he abused the right to me, I might advise that please
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
right of this young woman. Emi o wa nítorí pé I'm not after Wunmi going
Okay.
down. Emi o worry. Kò ṣe mí. Kò gba girlfriend mi ò gba ọkọ mi anything. So my own is the law must take the full course. So ẹ má ṣì mí gbọ́ tó bá dìgbà yẹn o. Torí mọ̀ káwọn kan Yomi yẹn aláṣẹ màmá táwọn kò ṣe jẹ́ pé Yomi ládùúrú ọ̀rọ̀ ká ti sọ. Ẹ lè ti fẹnu jam talk. Ẹ lè ti parọ́ tí ò ṣe ti mọ́ mi. Ó dẹ̀ difficult for you láti make a detour. We are not on the same page. So whatever you must have done, you have done it for social media and for the little gift you are getting. Hello, Jane, Kefi, I'm focused on what I want to do. And that is now coming to fall. So go on, Abike, I apologize.
Okay, thank you, Yomi. I also expected that in our interview she would have spoken about the Damola that probably said Mohbad fell down, they had a fight, or the Adria that said Mohbad fell down and they had a fight, he broke his neck. Those are the things that we thought that he would go and debunk. So that, okay, I'm a poker, or Ijawa, or this is the level of things. But coming out to talk about Mohbad, coming out to talk about Liam and about the properties, well, that's what you choose to talk about. So
And basically, the guy that interviewed her is not a crime reporter. He's also a social media person. Probably I don't know whether he has any background in media or whatever or communication, but whatever the case may be, is his platform, and probably is looking for opportunity to. I don't want to anger my clients. What kind of questions do you want me to ask? Because reasonably, like you said, and anybody who is honest and wants the best for this country, and if this person is going to be talking for the first time, first and foremost, you will know that there is a particular boiling point. And why she chose to speak now means that you want to either help her to speak her truth or you want to help her to cover a crime. And when allegation is coming, the beautiful thing is this. Don't sweat. Nigerians, the only sweat we will sweat is when we come together in our full force to demand what we want.
Kó wọ́n fi evidence wọn náà gbà wọ́n pè ń báyìí o bàbá yìí o bàbá ẹ̀ ló pè mí lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹ̀ẹ̀kan tó dẹ̀ ti pè mí ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá ẹ̀ gbọ́ kò pè mí mọ́ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí ọmọ ẹ̀ kú ó kàn pè mí wọ́n á rò pé ṣebí wọn ló block mi tẹ́lẹ̀ so gbogbo ohun tó ń sọ yẹn irọ́ pátápátá gbáà ni o.
Welcome back. Now, for those who are skeptical, for those who think we made up this, or probably we just wish to bully what they call a widow, and they said that they are for justice for Mohbad and we should not bully a widow. But we have come to realize that these people are not for justice for Mohbad. They are not for justice for Mohbad. Never. We know it is glaring. They can never be for justice for Mohbad. Now, look at the discrepancies. Look at what the police said. And bear this in mind. Karimo told us that she and her sister, in fact, she said, I drove my sister to the police station where statements were she said they did it twice. It was not, can you imagine? She came to drop a made-up story twice. And when they went there, they gave the police bottles of alcohol and money. Can you imagine? So the police simply read out some trash, some nonsense, some rubbish. And this is what they want us to accept. Look at the contradiction. You heard what Cynthia said. Now, I'm kind of wondering if there is any agency or if the police, if they are watching this at all. Did you hear what Cynthia said? Cynthia downplayed the injury. In fact, if we look at the story so far, is it possible for Mohbad to have profusely, and this matter is not far-fetched. If we look at what the game the police played there, you will know that for them, what they wanted is simple. Let us place wanted on Prime Boy. Did they have a way of contacting Prime Boy and they could not get across? Did the police report that they had dialed Prime Boy's phone, or did they go to Prime Boy's house and they couldn't find him? No. It was simple. This is how the police operate. If police want to work, they work. If they don't want to, a majority of them don't want to work. Many of them are like this. They are terrible people. In fact, it's as if they went into the force to learn how to be evil, to learn how to be bad, to learn how to be corrupt, to learn how to be everything wicked that you can ever think of. That's how it appears. It's when you get into their net, that's when you understand how terrible these people can be. They have no regard for life. So, whatever it is that can bring money into their pocket, that's what they roll with. Can you imagine? I've said it times without number that for the police to have acted this way, it came from Cynthia's mother's influence. People should never forget that she was a police officer. A police officer. Never forget it. She went to police college. Never forget it. A police officer. Very corrupt. And they know themselves. And if you consider the transformer activities according to Karimo telling us, then you know how many police officers, you know how many of them, you know what could have happened. So it's just a phone call, and don't worry, I will see what I can do. Just make sure that this case does not, because blah, 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 blah. Story. Who is sitting on the case? Who is handling the file? That's how it works. That's how they roll. That's how these guys operate. Like, hey, handle this file. She's one of us. End of story. The case will never see the light of the day. Look at what the police read out there. Does it make sense? If you ask the police, can you show evidence? Proof. Show evidence that Mohbad bled profusely. Nothing. They can't show. Nothing to show that Mohbad did anything profusely. Can you imagine? Nothing to show. Nothing. Not a single thing to show that Mohbad did anything profusely. Can you imagine? But they read it out there as a statement. And they say, this is our investigation, sealed and presented. If you listen to Cynthia, you will know that she's streetwise, and she has penetrated certain places. Cynthia has penetrated certain places. Not that she's so, like a superwoman, but being that she has been on the street for a long time, it gave her the ability to kind of be this way. You heard all that she said. If you have not watched that video, please go and watch the video. You heard all that she said. How she presented it. She contradicted herself here and there. She downplayed this here and there. She said this, she said that. It is so sad. So sad. At the beginning, the police messed everything up. Police messed everything up from the beginning. It is glaring to everyone that they were never, ever seeking for justice for Mohbad. It was never a case of, let's get justice. See what the police said. The truth of the matter is that there was another fight. There was another fight. When Cynthia was asked about this, that there is a report that you guys lived like cat and dog, she said, no, it's not true. How is it not true? How is it not true that you guys lived like cat and dog? How is it? It's not even cat and mouse. You guys lived like that. She said, no, it's not true. My husband, the husband of my youth, my husband, she kept repeating, my husband said, my husband did not say. And I'm like, come on, girl, get off this boat. Get off this boat, like ASAP, like now. Like, will you stop talking? My husband said, my husband, she hid that part of a quarrel and fight with Mohbad. That relationship, Mohbad's father has confirmed it, has always been a tumultuous relationship. A relationship full of it's just a pity. If you have not watched the video, please go and watch the video. You heard what Mohbad's father said. Mohbad's father said a lot of things, you know. There's nothing he didn't say. Like, it is so terrible. There's nothing the man didn't say. It's like he tried his best. He tried his best somehow, even though maybe his best is not good enough. But then he said, well, it is what it is. Anybody can blame me. But the thing is that nobody knows tomorrow. No one, meaning he didn't even know it was going to be like this until it became. It is important, very important, to be at times, very important to be a bit kind of, you know, you cannot just accept it. Don't accept anybody to unalive you or unalive your children in whatever way they come. Make sure you stand your ground firm. Look at us analyzing and you know, talking about this whilst this Cynthia is there. She has already lied. She has already lied, though. You heard that. There was another fight for sure. If there is no fight, where did the police see the previously? Where did they come with the profuse? This is very funny. Where did they come? Where did the police find? Where did they find the profuse and profusely? Like, I don't get that part of it. Where did they get that profusely? Where? This thing is not clear. Where did they get the profusely, ladies and gentlemen? Where did the Nigerian police find Mohbad profusely, dripping of whatever? Where? If there is any of such, where is it? We want to know. Where is the evidence? I think the police, they have to sue the police also for deceiving the public with lies. If there is anything profusely, where is it? Where is there evidence of anything profusely? Or they are putting the profusely on Prime Boy without any evidence. I don't think if this goes to the court, I don't think the police can even win unless they just want to play some game there. Because you have to prove in court. You will have to prove it in court how it happened. You can't just say, oh, imagine after our investigation, what we found out is this, is that. It's all lies. No truth.